How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff. Not just Kaiju number 8, we cover plenty of manga on the channel, so stick around, check it out, see if anything else catches your interest. Anyway, getting into the topic of today's video, we really gotta talk about what happened between Kaiju number 9 and Isao at the end of chapter 51. Because there were a lot of people who were like, oh, that's awesome, Isao did it. I was one of the people who were like, no, something happened. 9 took over his body or did something. This is not what it looks like. Now, one thing I want to state really, really quick. If this was just Isao got that one attack that he was asking for, that he was asking his body for, and he won the day, and he did it. He was able to take Kaiju number 9 out of any future that his daughter might be in, and then he dies from overusage of the suit, or bare minimum is wheelchair bound for the rest of his life from it. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all. That's not, no. No, no, no. Why did we off-screen that? Why would we hide that behind a smoke screen? This is, before I get into this on a deeper side, on a base level side, why would you be okay with off-screening that? Why would you be okay with just hiding that behind a little smoke screen and a little corner panel? It wasn't that suspenseful because it happened right afterwards. You just go to the next page and the smoke screen's cleared. If we did this and had a big, epic panel, but it was, disguised behind a smokescreen so you couldn't exactly tell what was happening, and that was the end of the chapter, and we had to wait to find out, that would be one thing. But to do this, to where we just have this tiny little panel hiding it, and then, okay, there it is. It wasn't suspenseful, it didn't add anything to the moment if Isao actually won the day. It just took away us actually seeing the moment. I'm not okay with that. That's not better than the other side of the coin, which, if Isao won, would just be us being able to see it happen. So that's one reason why I don't really want it to be that. Now, I love Isao. After everything that's happened recently with him, he's turned into such a wonderful character, especially from where he started. Obviously, that was done on purpose by Matsumoto, the author. He wanted to start Isao as this grumpy, douchey old guy that was very, very unlikable, and then flip it around. Everybody's like, oh my god, no, he's great, I love him. Okay, so, yeah, I don't want anything bad to happen to Isao, but tragedy is good for storytelling sometimes. So, one reason I also think that something else happened goes back to us hiding it behind the smokescreen, and this is getting into it on the deeper side, like I said. You look at the series that we are in. We're not in a series that likes to hide big moments and things that are happening on screen to save the mystery for later or do something like that. We're reading Kaiju number 8. This is a series that wants to show you the big moment, that wants to build up to that epic punch, that epic explosion, that epic final clash. This is what we do. So, for instance, to go over it, in Chapter 2, we have Kafka punching the crap out of a kaiju. In Chapter 8, we have Kafka punching the crap out of a kaiju. In Chapter 18, we have Kafka punching the crap out of a kaiju. Oh, hey, that's Kaiju number 9. Funny. Anyway, in Chapter 30, we have Mina shooting the crap out of a kaiju. In Chapter 32, we have Kafka punching the crap out of a big kaiju bomb ball and making it explode, so we can see literally everything around, talking about not being able to see something. Yeah, this list could go on and on, even though this isn't that long of a series yet. And it will continue to get longer and longer. So yeah, that's kind of just what we do in this series. So the instant I saw that big final punch, the big final moment where one of them ends up winning, and I saw that behind a smokescreen, that didn't sit right with me. That doesn't sit right with me to this very moment recording this video. That's not something we have done or do in Kaiju number 8. So, yeah, in the series that it is in, that is not a scene that makes sense to me. So that is just another reason why I don't like the idea or don't subscribe to the idea that, yeah, Isao just won. He got that one more attack that he was asking his body for, and yeah, he won. He did it. Good job. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. So yeah, I for one subscribe to the idea that Kaiju number 9 won this little tussle. He was able to get what he wanted. I feel like we cut away and then came back just to have it hidden so we didn't actually see the moment. That way people like me who are thinking like this, well, we can't be 100% for sure. We can't prove it for a fact by any means. So this builds suspense until we get to next chapter, until we actually get to see Isao move or not move, or talk or not talk, or see how the characters interact with him, if we see anything fishy. So say we get a shot from the front of Isao, and we see that Narumi and Kafka are still behind him, and his eyes look like Kaiju number 9's eyes at like the past couple chapters, because we've gotten a really close, detailed shot of his eyes. Maybe we see those eyes in Isao, and then when he turns around, or when they get around to the front of him, because maybe number 9 knows that he wouldn't really be able to move, so he's acting it up, he's playing it up as like, I can't move. So yeah, maybe we see the eyes, but then by the time they get around, his eyes are back to normal. So we know that 9 is in there, but they don't. Then the suspense is over. So yeah, it builds more suspense if number 9 is still around, if there is something else at play here, if we didn't actually see the truth in that final panel of Isao standing on top victorious. There's more to go here. There's more to do. It's not done yet. I also think this gives the story a couple different ways we can go. A lot of people have said that, yes, this is possible that 9 took over the body, took over the gauntlets, whatever the specifics that he did. That's perfectly fine, but he'll probably get found out pretty quickly. Multiple people here have a way to kind of diagnose whether or not there is a kaiju inside of there. The big one for me, Narumi, his eyes. He has the retina of number 1. He can literally see like kaiju cores and inside people's bodies and their nervous systems and stuff. If a kaiju has taken over Isao's body, the inside's probably a little bit different than it used to be. So Narumi would probably be able to tell that very quickly if he activates that eye, those eyes. They're not always active. So yeah, he would have to activate them. Now, I don't think he would really do that unless something seemed suspicious. But something for me, I would actually kind of like to see Kikaru. If Kikaru shows up and we get this moment where, yes, he was never able to do fatherly things for Kikaru after her mother died. He had to be very strict and very tough, and he couldn't be the loving, caring father. But at the end of the day, that was still her dad. That was still her father. She still knew him better than anybody else. You could really play up this emotional bond between the two of them that just because he was so tough on her didn't mean that wore down over time. That was still her daddy. She still calls him daddy all the time right now. So there's still a ton of love and care there, even if it's not the typical type that we think of. So yeah, Kikaru shows up and is immediately, maybe not immediately, but I would kind of like if it was very quickly, is like, that's not my father. You are not my father. I understand that he was, and maybe Kafka and Narumi, maybe Narumi doesn't have the eyes on, maybe Kafka's off guard, whatever. Like, Kikaru, what are you talking about? And she's like, no, he was never kind and caring to me for the longest time. He was tough and heartless at times, and it hurt, but I know him, and that's not him. And I'm obviously, Matsumoto could do a way better job with this moment than I can. But yeah, that would be really good. And then Narumi would obviously be like, all right, well, hang on, I got a way to figure this out. Eyes on. I don't know why he has to flip them up to do with on, but I guess his eyes are like a light switch. Who knows? On, off, whatever. Anyway, yeah. On looks at him and is like, oh, yeah, that's definitely not your dad. I'm sorry, Kikaru. I don't know why I laughed there. I apologize. I just did not expect to see an outline of number 9, like, inside his tummy. That was, wow, I did not expect to see that today when I woke up. So are we going to kill him? What do we do now? Yeah, something like this could happen to where, okay, yes, 9 got what he wanted to end the compatible user a kaiju power back over to the kaiju side, but he's going to have to earn it. Or at least he's going to have to earn the ability to keep it. And then this would take us into the big final battle of this kaiju weapon arc that I guess we're in. So yeah, that's one way to do it. The initial thing I thought of was doing the long game. I actually think that would be wonderful for the story. I think playing the long game with Isao being taken over but still playing the director general, but it's actually 9 and he's just taking his time gathering information, doing all kinds of stuff, and we just have this ticking time bomb sitting there waiting for it to blow up, waiting for 9 to make his move. And for the rest of the story, until that happens, there's just this looming foreboding cloud weighing over everything. And I think it would make everything so much more tense. And Matsumoto could throw so many nice little quick panels in there to take us away from other things for just a moment, for a little breather. But it wouldn't really be a breather because it would be crap happening with number 9 on the side. And I think it would be so good. And I think there's ways that Matsumoto could get away with it and could explain how he could hide in Isao. Maybe it has something to do with the gauntlets. Maybe he's able to like fuse with the gauntlets because they're like made from kaiju. I don't know. I'm not the author. I don't have all of the details on every capability that all of the different kaiju have. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think that would be so good for the story. Now, of course, this is a tragic, horrible way for Isao to end. Obviously, with him starting as this grumpy, grouchy, douchey old man, and him having this great, wonderfully quick turnaround, like the turnaround from him being very unlikable to him being very likable was extremely quick, but it doesn't feel rushed or poorly done. So, A1. Good job on that. Anyway, yeah, with that being said, it sucks for something like this to happen to him. This is absolutely tragic. But tragedy can be very good for storytelling. I don't want something like this to happen to Isao, but I don't care what I want. That's just my personal emotion because I like the character of Isao. I don't want something to personally happen to him. It's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with the objectivity of the story. That is completely subjective and just serving my own personal emotion. I don't care about my own personal emotion. That may sound weird, but that's how I think about a lot of things. There's a lot of times where I don't care about somebody else's feelings if the situation isn't appropriate. Some situations are appropriate for feelings. Some are not. My feelings are not appropriate for the objectivity of the story being better or worse. That's just how it is. I don't care about what I want for a character. I want Isao to go on, have a happy life, start being kind to Kikaru, because he's like, okay, so now he had this fight, and he's worn down and broken down, so he definitely can't fight anymore, like he's wheelchair bound or something, and barely able to make it out alive after throwing that attack out. Then he can have a happy life. He can cheer up a little bit. He can be a little less hard on Kikaru because he's seen her start to develop more, and she's able to be out there on the battlefield with people like Narumi and Kafka and come out alive and be okay and contribute. Like, she's there. She can survive in this world of kaiju. She has people around her who will help her survive. And that's what I want for him. But no. I honestly think Kaiju number 8 as a story would be better if we did something tragic here. If we took Isao away. This also gives Kikaru another huge, huge emotional moment for her character. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's better this way, even though it's definitely sadder this way. This also gives number 9 a chance to go out on a good note. Because, yeah, getting off-screened to finally take you out when you're the big boss of the arc, that also just does not feel right to me, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what you think happened. And yeah, hopefully we get a chapter this Thursday. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to, and hopefully we find out soon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.